Hi, I'm Trevor Schell,
And I'm Steve MacDonald.
and we're agronomists with the Occupational Health Clinics for Ontario Workers. And we're here today to talk to you about the importance of setting up your workstation to fit your needs. Office ergonomics accounts for about 50 to 60% of our average workload. And all too often when we go into work sites, what we find is a computer has been placed upon a desk just like this, which is not what we consider ergonomic. The goal of this video is to give you the tools you need to ensure you're working in an ergonomic manner. When we're sitting, we're concerned with the knee, back, and foot angle. Everything should be at 90 degrees to allow proper blood flow and nerve supply. The first aspect we need to look at is the base of the chair. For safety reasons, we need to ensure that we have 5 wheels. The reason for that is back in the days of 4 wheels, if someone was to reach for something, there's often a chance they would fall over in their chair. So by having 5 wheels, it gives us an increased base of security, so the chance of tipping is a lot less. We also need to look at the type of floor we're working on. If we're working on a hard floor, we want to make sure we have a soft rubber wheel. The reason for this is if we're sitting there typing at our workstation, there's a very good chance our chair is actually going to start moving back from us because there's no friction. Conversely, if we're working on a soft floor, we want to make sure we have a hard wheel because a soft wheel on a soft floor isn't going to allow us to move at all. So remember, soft floor, hard wheel. Hard floor, soft rubber wheel. Now, with respect to what we call the seat pan, or the actual seat of the chair, we want to make sure we have a rounded edge on the front to make sure we're not going to get any pressure points to cut off blood flow and nerve supply. We also want to make sure we have the appropriate size. Often, most chairs have a seat depth of 19 inches. Office equipment is designed for the average male in mind. The average male is 5'10", while the average female is actually 5'4". As a result, what we see is chairs can often be too deep for many people. As a result, if the seat is actually too deep for someone, we need to be able to measure that. And we do that by doing something called the fist test. To actually do a fist test, what we need to do is put our fist in between the front of the chair and the back of our leg. If we can perform this, then our seat is not too deep for us. However, if we do find that we're hitting, what's going to happen is it's going to cut off blood flow and nerve supply going into the legs. And as a result, we need to ensure we have that proper clearance. Now, some suppliers will actually say that the depth of the chair is actually adjustable, meaning if I was to actually get down, I could grab this handle and change the depth. However, if the minimum depth of my seat is 19 inches, that's all it's going to be. So as a result, it could still be too deep for some individuals. That's why it's always important to make sure you measure the fist test for anyone you're buying a new chair for. With respect to seat height, we want to make sure that our feet are flat on the floor with the knees at a 90-degree angle. As you can see, the seat is now way too high for me, so I need to bring it down. This allows me to keep the knees at a 90-degree angle and also to promote proper blood flow and nerve supply. When we stand, we have 3 curves to our spine: the cervical, thoracic, and lumbar. When we sit, we actually lose that lumbar curvature. And as a result, from going from a standing to a sitting posture, the amount of pressure on our lower back doubles. As a result, for our backrest, we need to ensure our chair has a lumbar support, that bumpy thing at the back of your chair. That needs to fit right in the very small of your back, right above the belt line. The other thing we need to make sure is that we have a back tilt. This should range anywhere from 90 to 110 degrees to allow for individual comfort. With respect to armrests, we want to make sure that we're sitting with everything at 90 degrees. In this instance, the armrests are way too high for me. So I need to bring them down to ensure that when I'm sitting, my arms are just gliding over the top of the armrests. Otherwise, what happens when they're too high is I'm putting myself in an unnatural posture. I'm leaning forward in my chair. I'm putting pressure points on the base of the arms, cutting off nerve supply and blood flow, and I'm hunching forward. So by sitting at a 90-degree angle, I'm promoting proper blood flow. The other thing to remember is that armrests can be changed or removed. A lot of people are not comfortable having armrests in their chair, and it's actually an individual comfort feature in many cases. It's important to note that from the top of the chair to the top of the armrest, the height's about 8 inches. This often results in the armrest being about an inch too high for many female users. By using a 1-inch block in between the bottom of the chair and the top of the armrest, we've now been able to lower the armrest by about an inch. We're now going to give 2 examples of how to set the chair up for different individuals. One is going to be an average male who's 5'10", and the other is going to be an average female who's 5'4". As mentioned previously, Not all chairs will fit everybody. The average male is 5'10". The average female is 5'4". In this instance, we're using a chair designed for the average male. In Donna's case, she's 5'4", the height of the average female. And what we can see is her chair is way too high for her, resulting in her feet swinging off of the floor. Often what we'll see when people who have the chair too high is they'll put their feet on the legs of the chair, resulting in something called perching. Perching results in a reduction of blood flow and nerve supply going into the legs, which can often lead to numbness and tingling. With respect to the seat depth, remember, we should be able to take our fist and put it between the front of the chair and the back of the leg. In this instance, we can't do that, meaning the seat is too deep for Donna. Often suppliers will tell you the depth of your chair is actually adjustable. Unfortunately, if your chair is 19 inches, that means even at the minimum setting, the chair itself is 19 inches. So you can make it longer, but you can't make it less deep. With respect to the armrest, when you're sitting, your arms should hang at 90 degrees and just slide over the top of the armrest. In Donna's case, she's actually hitting the top of the armrest. So she was actually utilize her armrest by placing her arms on them. It would actually result in an unnatural posture of the shoulder and the neck, leading to long-term pain. Now we have Donna in a chair that's actually only 17 inches deep. As a result, we can now do the fist test with no problem. This results in proper blood flow and nerve supply going into her legs. With respect to the height of the seat, what we've done is actually ask the supplier for a lower cylinder. By getting a lower cylinder, it actually allows us to lower the chair more than with a standard chair cylinder, allowing us to set the height more for Donna's height. Now, with respect to the armrest, we've also had the armrest lowered. What we've done is we placed a wooden wedge in between the chair and the armrest. This allowed us to drop the armrest down by about an inch, resulting in a more adequate arm flow. Robert's the height of the average male, which is 5'10". He's also sitting in a standard chair with a 19-inch seat pan and a regular height cylinder. So first of all, let's check the depth of the seat. Perfect, he passed the fist test. We have adequate space between the front of the chair and the back of his leg. With respect to seat height, he's actually still a bit too high, just over 90 degrees. So we need to lower the chair just a bit to ensure that he's now perfectly at a 90-degree angle with respect to his legs. For his armrest, we need to ensure the arms are just sliding over top of the armrest without hitting. Excellent. Also, remember that you also need to change the lumbar support to make sure that the bump is fitting into the small of your back, which we've already done previously for Robert.
Thank you for your time, and I hope you've enjoyed this video.
If you have any questions, please contact your local OCAL clinic.